Hello everyone, this is part 3 of What If Naruto Was Neglected and Was a Genius with Swords, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Naruto's eyes were bug-eyed by the words he spoke. It was just too much to take in. The greatest Hokage in history is his old man. He was gonna faint, but he instead jumped up and down, cheering. Alright, I'm a shoo-in to become the next Hokage. Wait till I tell everyone about this. Jiraiya, now hold up. First up, while you may be his son, at the rate you're training, you'll never be even at half his power by the time you're 20. With my help, you'll be able to become just like the yellow flash of Konoha. Naruto stopped jumping, and nodded. So, what will you teach me? Jiraiya, first, I want you to remove your shirt and try to manipulate some chakra. Hi. Naruto began removing his jumpsuit and then his undershirt, and starts to mold his energy. The seal then starts to come up, showing a circle with some markings on it, and 5 flames surrounding it. Jiraiya smirked, knowing what's going on, since those flames aren't supposed to be there. He holds his right hand behind him, and a flame appears on each forefinger, and the thumb. While Naruto was still molding, Jiraiya got in closer, and slammed his hand right on the seal, removing the flames on it. Ow. What the hell was that for? Naruto cried as he got up from the sudden attack. Just something to help you out with. Now I'm gonna teach you a technique that will allow you to summon frogs just like me and your old man. Just as Naruto was about to do his happy time leap and rant, the old man stopped him, and makes some hand signs, slamming his hand to the ground, summoning a large frog, with a scroll in his tongue. It hands it out to Naruto. Jiraiya, okay, first you have to sign this thing, allowing you to join the frog clan. Take some blood, and write your name in kanji on the space under, Kazama Arashi. As Naruto finished writing his name, he noticed something. The name above, Kazama Arashi, is Jiraiya. Hey wait, is this his name? So wait, does that mean his name is Arashi and mine last name is Kazama and not Uzumaki? Yes, and no. You see, Kazama is a false name he used to keep himself from letting his enemies find out about his family, you and his wife, your mother. Ka-san. Naruto pondered the thought of having a mother for once, before he put his mask back on, and looked up to the frog ninja. So, what do I do next? Take a piece of your blood, and make the following signs. You might not get it at first, but you should in a month. Maybe less. Kuchio's no Jutsu. 3 weeks later. 7 days before the Chunin exam finals, and Naruto is still unable to summon a frog. Kuchio's no Jutsu. The smoke went away, to reveal a tadpole with arms and legs. The fox Genin held his hands back in frustration. What's the difference between a frog and a tadpole anyway? He then turns to see Jiraiya looking through the bushes at 2 women bathing. Could you be a little more supportive? Can all you do is look at Naruto? Naruto couldn't finish as he made his way to see who it was this time. They were Anko and Tenten. Naruto was glad and a little disappointed to see that they were both wearing something to cover their naughty parts. Still Naruto couldn't take his eyes off Tenten's silky wet skin, as water slid off of it, down her hair as well, which was down this time. The brown buns on a meatball that Naruto grew to like changed into luscious flowing chocolate strings of hair that beats water off as it flows down. Naruto pulled the old man back. Hey, why are you interrupting my studies? You stopping me insults my honor. What studies? You were peeping at my girlfriend. Where's the honor in that? Girlfriend? You mean the brown-eyed brunette? Nice. You hitting that? Naruto could kill the man for saying such perverted things, but he got a bit confused when he didn't know what he meant by hitting it. Hitting it? What is that supposed to mean? You never got the talk from someone. Well, then, I'd better give it to you. Just as Naruto was about to yell his ears off, someone said something over the bushes. Did you hear that? There's a couple of peeping toms around here. Let's get Jiraiya and Naruto look into the bushes to see that they were getting kunai and weapons out of their bags, and heading this way. Jiraiya, oh shit, let's get the fuck out of here. Naruto, you don't have to tell me twice. They both ran at full speed out of there, but Anko caught them running, and chased after them. She could only spot one of them, the one with white hair, but hot Naruto who was in front of him. They made it to a cliff, one that could let you fall for a while and you would truly die if you didn't do something. Naruto made it there, right to the edge, and the old man didn't see the cliff of Naruto stopping so soon. He accidentally knocked the demon vessel over, not realizing what he has done before it was too late. Naruto. Hey, there he is, said a voice coming from the bushes. Jiraiya had a choice: stay here and save Naruto, and take the beating of a lifetime, or lead her off and return in hopes of saving the Yondaime son. That's when he remembered something. If that boy can summon the chakra of the fox, then he can summon a frog big enough to save himself, while I save us both from the rage of this bitch. If not, then please forgive me, Arashi. He leaves, as an Anko follows him behind. Naruto meanwhile was trying to cling to the sides, but fails. He then thinks that he might die, and never see Tenten again. That's when her name kept ringing in his head, and all of a sudden he ends up in a sewer. How'd I get here? And what's this cage? He looks in front of him, and sees a pair of bloody red slit giant eyes as well as a huge set of jaws that smiled at him. Who are you? Naruto shuddered in fear of the giant beast. Such impudence. I've been living in you forever and all you can say is who are you? I should devour you, but luckily for you, this seal on this cage prevents me. And I can't even remove it, with all my power. Oh wait, I remember. You're Kyuubi. Sorry, I just got a little freaked. That's when he realized that this is his mind as well, and something came to him. I have a request to ask of you. I desire the use of your chakra now so I won't die, and future uses of it whenever I desire, savvy. The beast paused for a moment, then laughed. True, if you die I will follow you to the afterlife, but you had the gall to ask in such a rude manner. Fine, but you have to do something for me, in the near future. Red ooze came from under the cage, surrounding Naruto. This brings him back to the real world, as he starts to prepare a familiar hand sign. Kuchio's no jutsu. Time skip to the day before the exam. Naruto was out looking for the old pervert, finding him peeping at some more women. He turns back to the fox Genin. Hey Naruto, you survived. Although I knew when I saw you in the hospital. Where have you been? I've been asleep in that place for 6 days. I still wasn't used to using my true strengths to bally. What will you teach me now? I have nothing more to tell you, not until you pass the Chunin exams. But for now we need to have the talk. Naruto was about to run off, when the old man summoned a frog that wrapped its tongue around Naruto, trapping him. Okay, here I go. When a man and a woman love each other, or are very very drunk, they tend to have feelings for one another, and these feelings. He continued on with his speech, and at the end Naruto was bug-eyed and jaw-dropping. But then again he just learned the facts about Shay through the biggest pervert in the history of Konohagakure. After that, Naruto was freed and the old man left, winking and giving him a thumbs up. As he walked back, he thought about Tenten, and whether this might change things among them. Meanwhile Tenten was thinking about what Anko told her about less than a week ago. Flashback. Tenten and Anko were both in the hot springs, bathing and splashing, when after a while, Anko asked her something. So, you in love or something? Oh yup. His name is Uzumaki Naruto, and he loves me too. Or, how good for you. Have you two ever done it yet? Tenten was so surprised to hear this from a ranking officer that she almost sank. What, you mean Shay? Well, I don't know. We haven't talked about it at all, so I thought he wanted to wait. Well, if he does then he probably is the right person for you. But even if he wants to do it soon, as long as you are ready, you'll be fine. Oh, and wear this. She digs into her purse, and takes out a rubber. You carry a condom with you to a hot springs. Sometimes I find boys peeping around here, and I like to catch them and force them to do something they didn't bargain for. Tenten backed away from her. I'm just kidding. Sheesh. Wait, did you hear that? There's a peeping Tom nearby. Tenten gasped, as she grabbed her scroll and pulled out a sword. Let's get, End flashback. Tenten looked at the rubber in her hand, and placed it down on her dresser. I don't think he is that kind of person. Besides, he is a nice guy. I'll have to ask him after the exams. Naruto made it back to the house, and was greeted back by a hug and kiss by Tenten. Thoughts of the talk started flowing into his mind, as he pushed her off. Oh hi Ten-chan. How's about we go and get something to eat? Tenten, okay, how's about some ramen? We got some in the kitchen. With that said, Naruto forgot his shame-filled plight and ran into the kitchen, fixing him 10 bowls and her too. During the entire meal, they didn't speak about Shay or anything, which was a relief on both sides. Day of the exam finals at the stadium, they were in front of a bunch of people. Naruto, Tenten, Shikamaru, Haku, Temari, Gaara, Kankuro, Neji and Shino all stared at the audience as the Sandai made his announcement and speech. They also noticed that Sasuke and Dosu wasn't around either. Genma came towards them, and held out a chart with the matchups: Naruto vs. Neji, Sasuke vs. Gaara, Shino vs. Kankuro, Temari vs. Shikamaru, and Haku vs. Tenten. Haku, did the Dosu guy forfeit, or what? Genma, anyway, it's time for the first fight. Uzumaki Naruto and Hyuga Neji, get ready. With that said, the others made their way up to the stands. Haku and Tenten stayed behind to say some things. Haku, you show your stuff, Naruto-kun. Tenten gave him a good luck kiss and walked up with Haku, saying, please be careful. Neji is one of the strongest of the genin. Everyone looked down at Naruto and Neji, cheering the Hyuga and booing the demon vessel. Neji activated his eyes and held his stance. It's time to fight. I can't wait to see the look in your eyes and learn that destiny is on my side. Quit your yakking and let's fight. Naruto drew Kuro Getsuga, holding his stance. He glared into Neji's eyes, ready to move. Begin. Naruto continued to stare at the ready Hyuga. This guy can see through the back of his head. I need a trick that can catch him off guard. That's when he got an idea. He flashed out of the way, Neji not being fooled and follows him as the fox ninja gets up close to him. Naruto swings his sword, which Neji blocks, and taps his wrist. Naruto falls back, and swings his sword. Secret art, Getsuga Tenshu. He releases a black and red wave at Neji, who shifted out of the way. He then looked up to see the white genin up in the air, slashing another wave at him. He then looked to the side, to see another Naruto doing the same technique. Neji then started to release some chakra, spinning around and sending the Getsugas back at the Narutos. They both puffed out of existence. Cage Bunshin, on both. When did he? He couldn't think fast enough before he saw 2 more Narutos up close to him, about to slice him in half. Neji repeated the same trick, spinning and repelling both white ninjas. As one puffed, the other fell flat on the floor. Naruto then rose up, to face the confident genin. Neji, so, you can use that trick even as a doppelganger. But it's over. What are you yakking about now? We just started. I got a whole bunch of tricks and chakra to use on you. I know, which is why I have led you into the boundaries of my 8 trigrams. Neji stepped forward and slammed his fingers into Naruto. He did the first time with 2 strikes, then increased it by double each time till he hit him 64 times for a single row. Each and every one of his tenketsus were pressed and closed, preventing him from attacking with chakra. Naruto fell to the ground. Proctor, we're done. Back up in the stands, everyone was cheering that Neji had won, or so they thought. Even Hiyashi was impressed as he witnessed a cadet member surpass the main branch completely. Where the genin participants were, Tenten was a bit shocked as she just witnessed her Naru-kun get beaten. But she still was hoping he would find a way to win. Gaara watched ever so closely at the demon vessel, thinking of what will happen next. Everyone else just thought he would lose, as did the audience. Naruto finally got himself up, spitting red fluid known as blood. Naruto walked up to the proud genius. Neji, give up, I don't have anything against you. Besides, you continue this, and you'll die. What do you know? A fool who admits himself to destiny is still a fool. Neji sighed, then removed his headband. What was on his forehead was a Nazi sign, green in color. I guess I should tell you of the Hyuga family's secret circle of hate. Neji told him of how the branch family was made to protect the main family and how it worked, and how his father was killed to protect it. After that he had a look of rage in his eyes. Naruto, dumbass, don't blame others of your sob story. Besides, you sound like you know me. Neji, you fool. How can you know about having a curse placed on you? You, who have lived alone your entire life and don't even know your own father's name, have no right to speak to me that way. Naruto could remember things of what the villagers used to do to him, because of what he has inside him. He then thinks about his father, and what he did to save the village. Actually, yes I can. I may not have the same curse as you, but I do have a curse, one that has lived in me ever since I was born, thanks to my Otozan. You may have known him, he was the best of the best ninjas in this village. He met his end the day the Kyuubi attacked, for he was the one who stopped him. Neji, what? Wait, does he mean? His father's Yondaime. Everyone in the audience were trying to figure out what Naruto meant, and only the Jonin figured it out, including the Sandaime and Kazekage up in the, how did he know about Arashi being his father? Did Jiraiya tell him? Kazekage, you seem to know about who this person might be. Is it Yondaime? Naruto then tried to think of a way to fight back, and the only thing he could think of was the Kyuubi's chakra. So he went into the bowels of his mind, and ordered for some chakra. Naruto then held his hands up in a sign, then started gathering some chakra. As the Hyuga watched as his Tenketsu attack failed, he also noticed that the chakra he summoned wasn't human or otherwise mortal. The people in the stands could tell this was the Kyuubi's chakra, since it did have a certain smell to it. Tenten's bad feeling she got when Naruto left for the Wave Village returned, as she started to shed a tear. Naru-kun. Gaara could sense the chakra he used, and could tell it was like his own. Naruto, let's see how you stand up to the power father gave me the day he died. He disappeared, and came up behind Neji, who couldn't track him. The fox ninja landed a fierce punch that slammed him in the face, and into and through a wall. As the Hyuga got out of the wall, he saw a Getsuga Tenshu coming at him. He quickly used Kaiten and blew it away, but got burned in the process. Get up on your feet. I got one more slash to throw at you. And this time, I'll put a lot more into it. You show me what you got and I'll show you what you got. If I win this time, I don't ever want to see you back up the rest of the day. Neji then got truly pissed, and ran at him at full speed. Naruto pointed his blade at him, releasing a straightforward Getsuga in the shape of a blast. As Neji prepared his Kaiten, Naruto came up behind him and stabbed him in the shoulder, so he couldn't do it. Neji turned to see him, and took the full force of the Getsuga Tenshu. The arena was filled with a black and red explosion. As the darkness cleared, Neji was seen on the ground, unable to move. Naruto was next to him, sitting beside him. Neji, I guess you won. You truly must be the Yondaime's son. Don't say it out loud. I don't want people knowing it yet. Besides, I have to say something. A caged bird may lose its freedom, but once it gets smarter, it can peck its way free from the cage. Have fun in dreamland. Naruto got up, walking to the stands, as Genma announced Naruto as the winner. Everyone cheered, even hooted for Naruto as he headed up. Even the Jonin were impressed, as well as Sandaime. After he made it back to the stands where the others were, he got a few stares and glares. The ones were from Haku, Gaara, and his siblings. What's with you, Haku? So you did have the K. He reached out to stop him from speaking that last line, and whispers to him. Not so loud. I don't want people who don't know to know what I am. It's hard enough to have you and Tenten. Hey, where is she? He looks around for her. Haku sighed. She's still freaked about you using that move, so I took her over there. He looks over at the stairs, and sees her, slumped on the floor. Naruto walks over to her. Hey Tenten. It's me. No answer. He starts to get a bit aggressive. Hey, can you hear me? I'm fine. Still no answer. Well, so much for being nice. Listen. I'm sorry. Please wake up. He then raised his hand and starts slapping her face. Although he didn't leave any bruises, he did it with enough force for her to react. And after a few seconds of beating her around, her hand started to twitch. Come on Ten-chan. Wake up. Naru-kun, how dare you, you jerk. Were the words he last heard before a hand completely smacked across his face, corrupting his vision, and knocking him to the floor. After she realized what she did, she grabbed him and woke him up. Shikamaru and Haku both dropped sweats as she did that. Oh Naru-kun. I'm sorry. I knew you were just worried about me. Are you alright? Naruto woke up, and saw her beautiful eyes. Oh, hi. You got a nice hook. Flattered at the statement, she kissed him passionately, as he followed and kissed her as well. A swirl of leaves covered the field, as two familiar figures appeared out of nowhere. Genma approached them. Name: Uchiha Sasuke. Everyone cheered as the last of the Uchihas came along with his perverted silver-permed mentor. Sakura started to feel a bit happy to see him okay. Gaara made his way down the, so where's my opponent? Just then he was suddenly knocked onto the floor. The resulting foot planted in his ass by Naruto. Sasuke turned up to him. What the hell was that for? Where the hell did you go? You made me worried, thinking my one and only rival had turned tail and ran away. Sasuke grinned. So, with that statement that must mean you won your match, against Hyuga it seems. Naruto, you're damn right I did. Now win this match, so I can kick your butt too. He flashed back to the stands. Gaara made it there, with a creepy look on him. His eyes were bloodshot, his mouth up in a devious grin that bared teeth. Veins and cracks all up on his face that just screamed he will kill you. Begin. Sasuke was wearing down his sand armor with fast-paced punches and kicks. The sand killer decided it was time for desperate measures, and summoned his sand to cover him in a sphere. An eye floated around it. Sasuke smirked at the technique and did 4 signs, then held his hand down to the ground. Lightning erupted from it, as he ran after him with lightning-fast speed. He dodged the sand spikes sent after him, and impaled the sphere with the lightning fist jutsu. Chidori, 1,000 birds. He heard a blood-curdling scream inside the orb, which means he hit him. But then something caused the attacking Uchiha pain, for he kept trying to pull his arm out. And as he did, attached to it was some sort of claw that let go of him, slurping back inside the orb. As Sasuke peeked inside with his Sharingan, he saw a sight he wished he hadn't. As the sand disappeared, Gaara was shown, holding his left shoulder as crimson cream leaked from it. Just then, feathers appeared all over the stands, which put everyone there asleep, well everyone who couldn't dispel genjutsu. The Sand Jonin instructor saw this as a sign, and flicked a smoke bomb, clouding the whole stadium. After learning the situation, which was that Sound had attacked Konoha and that Orochimaru had taken Sandaime up somewhere along with 4 ninjas. Naruto undid the genjutsu on Tenten, Shikamaru and Haku and chased after Sasuke. The Konoha Jonin went into battle against the Sound ninjas, struggling but holding them off. As Naruto made it to perimeter and made it to where Sasuke was, with a missing Shikamaru who stalled some Sound Jonin. Naruto saw the grotesque form of Gaara fighting the cursed Sasuke, in which the Uchiha was losing. Haku was about to fight, when he got caught up by a menacing Kankuro who didn't want him to get involved. Tenten, you think Haku can hold it out? Naruto, you underestimate our girly friend. You go help Sasuke, I'll stop the freak. But you hardly have any more chakra left in you from your last fight. As you're this, points to pinky finger, I won't let you put yourself in danger. Naruto was about to protest, but she already jumped into battle. She unloaded scrolls of weapons on him, but the demonic raccoon dog didn't feel a thing. He then slammed her onto a tree, choking her to death. Naruto, let her go you ugly son of a bitch. Gaara, no. You will join her along with the many victims I will kill, in my wake. He removed his sand hand from Tenten, still pinning her to the tree. She could still see but she was losing breath fast. Each minute that passes will continue to crush her till she suffocates, or explodes. Now, unless you truly love that bitch, you will show me the power that defeated the Hyuga, and fight me. Naruto grew enraged, and went into his mind. Chakra exploded around him, as he drew Kuro Getsuga. Gaara held his hands out. Taju Sabaka Shuriken. He shot out a whole lot of sand shuriken at him, Naruto dodged some of them, then sand started coming after him, trying to grip him in a sand funeral. Naruto made it to the top of the trees, even past them and got into a situation where he couldn't dodged. I got you. Desert funeral. The white genin started to get a bit pissed, as the sand ran around him. Naruto closed his eyes, picturing the sand in his mind, and started deflecting it with his blade. As the sand was slashed away from him, the half-demon Gaara felt amazed. He stopped them all. Finally someone who can hold my attention. Naruto disappeared and came up behind him, then slashed him, releasing a Getsuga Tenshu attack that cut off his sand arm. The demon fell to the ground, as Naruto did his signature jutsu. Taju Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. A lot of Narutos appeared, drawing swords to attack the demon. Gaara, Desert Summon, Shukaku of the Sand. A lot of sand covered the demon, as a large arm came up and killed all the Narutos. The real one was knocked back to a tree, blood spitting from his mouth. He flicked it with his thumb, and held his hand out, doing some hand signs he hasn't done for 7 days. Kuchio's no Jutsu. Just then a large frog dressed in a Ronin outfit appeared, with Naruto on top. For a while they fought, blasting each other with wind and water bombs. Gaara even put himself to sleep to let Shukaku take full control. The battle came up to the point where Naruto and Gamabunta were tired. Gama, man, this stinks. Maybe we should just quit. Naruto, no. We have to save Ten-chan. Who? She's my thing. He points to his pinky finger. The large frog laughed. Okay, then try this jutsu out. It's a transformation that combined two things together for a while. All you need to do is get in close, then dispel it to land one strong attack on the sleeping Gaara and stop him. Hi. The frog then launched into the air, as Naruto used the jutsu. Transform. A cloud of smoke concealed them, and out from it, emerged a familiar orange claw. Attached to it was a large nine-tailed fox. For 2 minutes he tries to get in close, and after he did, Naruto dispelled the jutsu, and got up to the sleeping sand freak, landing a punch that woke him up. Naruto then was surrounded by sand. Naruto closed his eyes to think. Fox, I need another dose. Please, just enough to break free and land one more punch. His wish was granted, as the fox gave him the demon chakra he needed, as Naruto blew away the sand. He then jumped up onto Gaara, who summoned sand to wrap around his arms and legs. Why do you work so hard to help people who are completely useless? Naruto was just inches away from his face. I'll tell you, after I do this. Clonk. Naruto's head collided with his, as blood leaked from both sides. Gaara let out a blood-curdling scream as the Shukaku dissolved, the sand disappearing, and they both fell to the ground. Gama, this fight is over. I think it's time for me to take my leave. The frog boss disappeared, and the sand around Tenten had finally gone away. Although up to now, she had been unconscious, and couldn't land properly. But Haku made it just in time to grab her. He laid her on the ground, wiping the blood from her lips. He also saw a still-cursed Sasuke walking towards them. So, the Dobe truly does kai for her. Never would have thought he could summon. Haku, yeah, he never told me either. I think he likes surprising people. Sasuke sighed, laughing at the same time. So do we help them? Not now, he has something to say to him. Gaara laid there, not able to move. Naruto tried crawling to him. Will you tell me now? Why do you care so much for others? Naruto, because, I'm just like you. I had a demon inside me ever since I was born. But the villagers only saw me as a threat. They threw things at me, yelled at me, even tried to kill me. But in that I grew hatred for them. I would have turned out just like you, if it weren't for Ten-chan. She saved me from living in the darkness. Ever since she brought me to the light, I've been a much better person. I now have friends to stand by me, and don't have to live alone anymore. It's not too late for you either. You can still leave the world of darkness, and learn to love others, the way I have. Gaara was a bit moved by his words. That's when his siblings came in to help him up. As they took him away, Gaara spoke to the tired fox Genin. Uzumaki Naruto, you truly are something. Thank you, for helping me see the light. They left, leaving one Naruto to stare at the sky. Hey, no wonder Shikamaru likes the clouds. They are so envious. He laughed as he fell asleep, seeing a girly boy walk to him. It was a sad time in Konohagakure. During the attack, as most people survived, one person especially didn't. The Sandaime of the village died in battle against the treacherous snake man Orochimaru. During the fight he used a technique created by the Yellow Flash of Konoha, the Shiki Fujin no Jutsu, and tried to kill his past student along with himself, but was too old to do it, and died taking away his abilities to use jutsus instead. The snake man left with his right-hand man Kabuto, and Konoha was safe, recovering from the attack, and looking for a new Hokage to take up. Jiraiya refused, being the strongest Konoha shinobi at the time and place. 2 days have passed, and Naruto just woke up from the hospital. He opened his eyes, staring at the white veil of the ceiling, knowing instantly that he was in the hospital. I seem to wake up here a lot. His first thought was, why was his hand asleep? He shifts his eyes towards his right hand, to see a brown bush of hair with 2 buns on top. Under it was a silky pink skin-faced beauty with closed eyes and mouth, all on his hand. One look and he could tell that was Tenten. He rubs his hand on her cheek, waking her up. Hey there, Ten-chan. You seem down. Naru-kun. Were the words that shout out of the bushy brunette just before she glomped him, and showered him with kisses. As she stopped, she took a look at his blue eyes, and felt tears hooting out. Ten-chan, are all right? Naruto asked. I'm just so glad you survived, and are yourself still. She cried between sniffs, digging her head into his chest. A knock on the door was heard, making him quickly turn their heads over, to see the girlish yet male figure of Haku. It's good to see you're okay, Naruto. Haku said. Naruto lifted his head towards him. Yeah, well, I get into a lot of fights, but I always seem to make it out okay. What happened? Haku has a look of grief on his face, and looks to the ground. Well, the Hokage is dead. Has been for 2 days after you fell asleep. Naruto felt sadness in his stomach, and got up, to get his white clothes, which are bloody still. The bloodstains are smeared but it's still visible. Haku, where is his grave? The two take the White Knight to the Hokage's grave. As they made it there, they see Konohamaru, his grandson, looking at the stone, placing a flower there. Konohamaru. Naruto began. Konohamaru looked at him. Naruto, don't. I won't let his death be in vain. I'll get stronger, become Hokage, and find this guy, and make him pay. He ran away, tears filling his eyes. After paying his respects, the White Genin goes to the Hokage's office. There he meets the Toad Sannin, as if he was waiting for him. Oh, there you are. About time you woke your ass up. Naruto, I don't have time for this. What are you doing here? Cleaning up. Actually, I was about to go leave the village, and find a new Hokage, but I'm gonna need someone to come with me. Naruto knew that this would be good training and that this can take his mind off the old man dying. Pervy Sage, I want to go with you. Good. I was about to ask you anyway. Just know that this is an A-ranked mission, and that you and I might be attacked anytime. The UAC. A black flash of light sliced a plant in half. Naruto then sheathed his sword. Look, I wouldn't ask if I wasn't 100% sure. Give me 30 minutes to prepare, and we'll go. 20 minutes later. No, I won't let you leave. A worried Tenten was holding on to her boyfriend, scared that if she lets go she may never see, or feel him again. But Naruto insisted. Ten-chan, please. I gotta go see the Ero Sannin. This will be good for us. I'll be back in a month, savvy. He then gives a kiss on her lips, and moves on to the exit of Konoha, but Tenten pulls him back in for one quick, long kiss. After 2 minutes, she moved her mouth off of his, a bridge of saliva attached to each before he left. She wiped her mouth, and decided to go home. At the gate of Konoha, Jiraiya and Naruto were exiting. As the White Genin looked back at the village, he begins his walk with the white-haired perv. Elsewhere in Konoha, Sasuke was by a rock, rage filling his eyes. Why? He summoned a Chidori and made a hole in the boulder. Where did that dope get his power from? I'll find out if it's the last thing I do. He made another Chidori attack, and attacked another boulder. In the Amon residence, Tenten was staring at the ceiling, thinking about all the times she spent with her boyfriend. She then goes back to what Anko said to her, about how they should take their relationship to the next level. She then realizes how much danger Naruto puts himself into, and how he might get into a situation where he might never come out alive, and that she might never see him again. Naruto, I guess I should. No, I know I should. I'll show I should. She then grabs a magazine, and starts to read it. 2 weeks have passed and Naruto was being taught a technique called the Rasengan. This was very hard for him to do, for in those weeks, he could do nothing but learn the first 2 stages. The third was a bitch. And even more problems came up when they found the person who would take up for being Hokage. She was Jiraiya's old teammate, along with Orochimaru, a gambling drunken ground smashing broad who seems to look half her true age. Her name was Tsunade, the third Sannin. Damn it, you're the only one who can take over. I can't because I'm too busy. And Orochimaru is a bit too evil. Are you gonna decline because you're too scared? Jiraiya stated when they found her. Naruto was of course not around, which Jiraiya reluctantly forgets to mention about, since she wouldn't care. No. And that's my final answer. At least give a good reason, you She-Hulk gambler. He said, a bit not realizing the dangers he put himself through by saying that. But Tsunade only shook her head. I lost too many people precious to me. A Hokage's job is a fool's job. Everyone who has gotten it has died. Grandfather, my great-uncle, Sarutobi-sensei, Dan, Nawaki, even him. She seems to be crying at this point. I don't think I can handle another loss. All I have now is Shizune, and you around always brings trouble. So leave me be, and take your apprentice with you, whoever he is. And with that, Jiraiya gives up, and looks for Naruto. With that she left, going to a bar. The brat she was referring to was outside, trying to master the Rasengan, not knowing she was watching him. That technique, that pervert shouldn't have taught him that. But why does he remind me of him? She approaches him. Hey brat. He stops and turns to her. What the hell do you want? If you don't want anything to do with Konoha, then we'll leave you alone. No, that technique you're doing. I wish to propose a wager. You want to become Hokage, right? Yeah, damn right I do. It's been my dream to become acknowledged and the best of my village. What do you care? You don't. She holds a hand in front of him. I will give you 2 days to master the 3rd stage of that technique. If you do, then I'll give you a special necklace, and I shall return to your precious Konoha. If not, not only will you have to give up on that move, but you will give up your stupid dream. Naruto spent the rest of the day, and the whole of yesterday trying to perfect the 3rd stage, and is dangerously close to achieving it. The last day he goes to find the old lady, but is unable to. He searches everywhere, and with much effort finds Shizune, her apprentice. Oh, Shizune, he said. She almost cried while looking at him, which he didn't understand somewhat. Something wrong. Oh, it's just you remind me of someone. But I do have some dire news to tell you. Her voice goes from sad to serious in a heartbeat. She went to try and kill Orochimaru. Without a hesitation, Naruto grabbed her shoulder. Where is he? In the forest. He didn't let her finish, for she left off to find the Sannin, but reluctantly forgets his Kuroi Getsuga. He finds the buxom blonde fighting with Kabuto, and losing. Now ordinarily a Sannin would be able to beat a Jonin level genin like him, but he appealed to her weakness, blood. Every time she sees it she freezes up, and can't seem to move. Naruto makes his appearance. Naruto, you're that boy who was at the exam, said the grey-haired genin, Jonin. The Sannin seems to be shocked by the name. Naruto, as in the boy who has the 9-tailed fox sealed inside of him. Jiraiya never told me about that. But why does he remind me of Arashi though? She thought. The two fought it out, in a very one-sided fight, that seemed hopeless for the white-blooded stained genin. Naruto kept using clones, but even overwhelming odds seemed to be futile against Kabuto. Naruto tries to use the Rasengan, but can't even get close to him to hit him with it. Naruto, you can't kill me. You're just a worthless piece of trash that can't seem to do anything right. And now you're gonna die in vain. Kabuto boasted, but Naruto just didn't even look at him. Kabuto runs up to him, with a kunai in his hand going for the final strike. Naruto grabs the arm with his left hand, and forms a clone with one hand. What are you trying to do now? He said, but Naruto didn't even answer him, unless you count him yelling, start spinning. As an answer, the clone starts to spin his hands around Naruto's free hand, forming the true form of the Rasengan. Both Kabuto and Tsunade were impressed. What kind of technique is this? The Rasengan, with one hand? Single quote. Thought Tsunade, jaw hanging slowly from her neck. Naruto's clone went away, and then the white ninja slammed the spiraling sphere into the abdomen of the sound ninja. It then started spinning, and as Naruto let go of Kabuto, he spun around and around as wind was released from his right hand, slamming Kabuto into a boulder. His bones broke to pieces, as he fell to the ground, leaving cracks of blood of the giant rock, dead. The white genin smiled. I guess this lost cause has a better purpose, and I guess this is where I win the bet, Abasan. With these words ringing in his mouth, he passed out. Naruto woke up on the side of a tree, and sees a large rack covered behind a kimono. He turned his head up, to see it belonged to Tsunade. Hey Oba-chan. Where am I? Oh hey brat. You're awake. I just put you aside her to give you summatring. She gives him a necklace. It has a blue and green gem attached to it, as it wrapped around his head. You might faint after this. She then leans in and kisses the proud genin on his forehead. He then feels a bit lightheaded, and falls back asleep. He wakes up again, light blinding his eyes. After he gets used to it, he looks around to see that he's home. Damn, how long was I out? He then looks to the side, and sees someone staring at him, smiling her beautiful pearls as her chocolate eyes stare into his. Naruto got up to the cocoa eyes of his bushy girlfriend. She flickered her fingers through his spiky yellow hair, to reveal his sky blue pearls. Hello Naruto. You finally woke up. Hey, where is Tsunade? Asked the premature blonde. For some reason that gave him a well-deserved smack on the head. OWW. What the hell was that for? She taps her fist on his head. It's not right to refer to our newest Hokage, and the person who healed you, in such a polite manner. I haven't been out that long. When did we get back? He was confused, as to why he was in Konoha, and it wasn't the end of the month. I don't know. You guys must have really hitched it to get back. You guys came back yesterday. Must have hurried back when I fell asleep. Well, that's beside the point. He thinks about the situation, and decides to leave it at that. He decides to get up, when Tenten pushes him back down. Hey, what gives? I'm truly fine this time. He looks at her eyes, and sees the usual tomboyish look in her eyes gone and replaced with the eyes of a lustful beast. Naru-kun, there's something I've always wanted to do with only you. You see, I feel our time together might be cut short, and I want to experience this with you before it's too late. He had no clue whatever shit she was talking about, until she got up, and sat on him, legs spreading and wrapping around his waist, shifting and moving her bottom till something pressed against her. Naruto practically screamed. Are you serious? This isn't the right time. I just woke up, and I feel like my head is oh damn. The frustrated Genin felt a bit scared as to what to do, for his somewhat girlfriend truly wanted him inside her. Naru-kun, are you scared to do this? Don't worry, this won't hurt you a bit, so trust me. He tried to reason, but a kiss onto his mouth prevented him from even resisting. That's when he gave in to his desires and started taking off her shirt and pants. After she removed his clothes, all that was on both of them was undergarments. Just as they headed down those layers and expand the next level of their relationship, when a knock was heard on the door. Naruto quickly put his clothes back on, hid Tenten under his bed, waited for him to calm down, and ran to the door. Upon opening it he saw the face of the number one slacker of the village, in a Chunin uniform. Hey Shikamaru. Look, this is a bad time, so why are you dressed as a journeyman ninja? The boy looked at the guest's clothes, noticing they were a lot different from his usual tires. Oh I became Chunin while you were away. Naruto was furious. Hey, how come you became Chunin and I didn't? Weren't the exams cancelled because of the invasion? Shikamaru sighed. Explaining is troublesome, so I'll make this short. You weren't around to get your pick, or you weren't awake. After Tsunade was appointed Hokage, she made her first order of business upgrading me to Chunin, since she found out I fended off a bunch of Junin-level sound ninjas back then, remember. You'll get yours when we get back to the main office. You also have a mission. Naruto, mission. It concerns Uchiha Sasuke. He's left the village. Let's go. The confused Genin went back inside to fish out a ghetto black suit. The ends of it drag along a stay like it was a long skirt or something. The pants he wore with them were a bit baggy and matched the blackness of his shirt. He threw on some sandals that were red of course, and put on his kunai bag and strapped on Kuro Get Sugar. Shikamaru ran out the door, and as the black fox followed along, a brown-haired head peered out from under his bed, crawling out to get a better look at him before he left, holding her hands together. Please be safe, Naru-kun. The two made it to the Hokage's office, seeing the Godime resting her head on top of a bunch of papers. What the hell is she doing? I got this. Naruto pulls onto her cheeks, making funny faces. Shikamaru feels as though this would be troublesome, and he was right, but he couldn't help but laugh. Then all of a sudden bumps appeared on the faces of both Naruto and Shikamaru, the result of a waking low-tempered Godime. So you woke up. Then you must be ready to become a Chunin then. Well, here's your mission. Retrieve Uchiha Sasuke and get him here before he makes it to Orochimaru. The others will be at the gate waiting for you, spoke the Godime. Naruto and Shikamaru bowed before her, and left to the gates of Konoha. There they found Neji, Kiba, Haku, and Chuji waiting for them. You woke up, Naruto-kun. Your so-called rival has finally let his power get the best of him, and went to join that snake man, said the ice user, as he cracks his fingers. Naruto's eyes turn to concern and hate. Shikamaru shakes his head. Let's get this over with. The front man is Kiba, next is Haku, then Naruto, then me and Chuji, then last Neji. Let's move, people. And with that, the team ran off, with the order made. As the team passed through the forest, they didn't reach Uchiha altogether. 5 sound ninjas that were assumably Junin level stopped to fight off the retrieval team. Akamaiki Chuji faced off against Jirobo while Hyuga Neji went up against Kidomaru. Inuzuka Kiba and Akamaru took on Sakan and Akon, which leaves Nara Shikamaru to face Tayuya. Haku met the strongest of the 5, Kimimaro Kaguya, which left Naruto to find Sasuke. The fox genin found his Sharingan friend at a waterfall. He looks at him. Sasuke, you didn't go. The Uchiha looked at him. No, I didn't, not yet. This stunned the fox kid. What does that mean? You don't plan on actually betraying Konoha, right? What good is power if you can't have a good life? Said Naruto. Naruto, shut up. I can't go to him, not until I kill you. He was even more confused, as to why he wanted to kill him. Why do you wish to do so? I mean, sure, we have our differences, but the only way for me to get the true Sharingan is for me to kill my best friend. That's why I wanted the freaks in the costumes to slow down your nerd brigade, to get you all to myself. He prepares himself. Naruto draws Kuro get sugar and gets ready. Sasuke, now you see. It's too late for me. Goodbye, old friend. Back with the others, Chuji had killed Jirobo, but is being affected by pills he took. Neji has 2 holes in his body but survived long enough to kill Kidomaru. Kiba and Akamaru had to combine in order to kill Sakin and Akon, but ended up with him getting a deep gash in his abdomen. Shikamaru had no chance in beating Tayuya but got saved when Temari came in to slaughter her. The thing is, she didn't kill Tayuya, but it could have fooled anyone. Haku teamed up with Gaara to fight Kimimaro, but couldn't kill him, until his illness kicked in, allowing for an ice and sand dragon attack to kill him. As Gaara and his siblings gathered up the injured Konoha ninjas to return home, they couldn't reach Naruto, who was in the middle of his fight with Sasuke himself. Naruto ran towards Sasuke, already summoning a huge amount of chakra. Haijutsu, Get Sugar Tenshu. He unleashed his second favorite technique, releasing a black and red wave towards his treacherous friend. He just did a couple of hand signs. Kaiten, Horyuden no Jutsu. Sasuke countered with a fire dragon missile, which collided with the Fang attack, creating a dark explosion. After charging into each other's attacks, they proceeded with hand-to-sword combat. Although Naruto had a weapon, it meant nothing if Sasuke could see his movements with the Sharingan, which now has its 3rd spiral. Sasuke kept this up, until Naruto finally collapsed. He jumped into the sky, charging a Chidori in the other hand. This is it, Naruto. Goodbye. He yells as he makes his landing. Naruto turned his head up, and what is revealed is red slit eyes resembling that of a fox. He easily dodges the attack, and grips his neck, slamming him into a wall. Sasuke, how can you do something like this? Why do you do such things for something so meaningless? The demon child spoke. Sasuke replied with a newfound rage. You idiot. How can someone who never had to feel the pain of losing their parents know how I felt? You don't even know your family and yet you claim to know my pain. You're nothing but a hypocrite. Sasuke kicked free, and dark chakra could be seen emitting from the curse mark. The battle resumes, only this time, Sasuke can still keep track of Naruto, even while stoned by demon chakra. The fox kid couldn't even make another dent on him before he started using shadow clones. As they emerged and attacked in unimaginable numbers, Sasuke beat him down with little effort. Then all of a sudden, one grabbed his legs, from underwater. He is then lifted and swung into the air by 1,000 Narutos and crashed into a cliff. As the smoke was being cleared, flames resembling the dragon flame jutsu technique burned through the entire clan of Narutos, leaving only one, the one who was hit by the maximum force of the attack. I still won't give up. I'll stop you even if I lose my arms in the process. Shut the fuck up and die. Were all that Sasuke could say before grabbing Naruto and dive-bombing into the rocky plateau below. The world turned black as soon as Naruto's head collided with the ground. As he slid into the sea, he began to feel himself go into a sewer. Quote. You foolish mortal. It shames me to let you do such dumb things and let you get away. Regardless, I need you alive if I plan to leave this fleshy prison. Step 1 shall take place, as you take hold of power beyond your wildest dreams. Sasuke was on his way heading towards Orochimaru's hideout, trying to use the Mangekyo Sharingan, but when he realized he still couldn't, he then felt something, inhuman, mortal or immortal otherwise. He slowly turns around, and uses the Sharingan, and finds that some sort of strange liquid was bubbling around the boy. It seemed red, and evil, like it was some sort of immortal force. He ran to the boy, charging a Chidori to finish him before it was too late, but is halted by a hand that grabs it, and another hand that becomes a fist that punches him through a pile of rubble. Naruto was now on his feet, and hands, as the red chakra started wrapping around him, and taking the form of ears and a tail. His whiskers were darker and wider now, and his eyes were not red, but black with red slitted pupils. What kind of monster are you? You can't be more special than me. Sasuke shot a bunch of fire-style jutsus at him, but the demon boy repelled it with his strange chakra. He then extended his arm into a giant red one, grabbed Sasuke, and smashed him through a cliff. He then dropped him onto a ledge. As Sasuke got himself up, dark energy emitted from his curse mark. He started to change, growing long black hair, and grew cross-shaped pupils in his eyes. They engaged in combat again, although none used jutsus. Naruto seemed to have lost all cause to bring him back alive, and fought as if to kill him. The battle ended with them on top of a waterfall. One side Naruto was hanging by his chakra tail. Sasuke was flying with demi-demon-like wings. In his left hand he began to summon black electricity in the form of a cursed Chidori. Naruto held his right hand to his side, as red tiny bubbles started collecting in his hand, in the form of a light blue orb, with black lightning sparking from it, the blazing Rasengan. Naruto swung himself, with enough force to glide over to Sasuke. Sasuke flew over to the approaching fox. As they came together, Naruto held his right hand up, then jabbed it towards him. Sasuke growled as he pulled up his left arm, and struck him with his jutsu. Their attacks didn't collide, for they passed each other and struck the bodies. Naruto impaled his blazing Rasengan into the heart of the fallen angel known as Sasuke. The flying Batman struck his cursed Chidori right above the heart of the demon fox, missing his vital it seems. The attacks made an explosion as they touched down on the users, as a ball of red and purple energy was enveloped. As it faded, the demon fox fell into the water, reverting and half-dying as the broody Uchiha stayed in his form, and fell onto the ground. He picked himself up, for one last stand, and as he looked at Naruto drowning without knowing it, he fished him out. He laid him onto the ground, and started walking to the sea. Naruto, I'm sorry. I see why you wanted to stop me from becoming a monster like this. I'm glad you could kill me before I. Goodbye, my friend. And with that, Sasuke fell into the water, his vision fading from him. As he disappeared from seeable level, he began to revert to human, and die. Two figures from the shadows came out from hiding, one stared at the body of the dead Uchiha Fade, and stared at the black and blooded ninja. I should take him back with me, the master will be pleased. But seeing as how he killed that stupid brother of mine, I guess I can give him a fighting chance. But, do you dare question me? He stares at his companion, with an emotionless look and an evil intent. The man who received the stare nodded and left. The starer went to examine the fox boy, and saw that he possesses the black sword of Momoki Zabuza. How did this boy get a hold of that blade? And that technique? It was their Yondaim's move. How did he learn of his father's technique? The master needs to learn of this. He disappears, leaving Naruto alone. That will be it for this video. If you want more, comment down below, like, subscribe. And see you guys later.